So welcome to this one other episode of Rumble. Most of you would remember your school days, some fond memories, some not so fond memories. But school time was a good time of your life. And if you have had good teachers, then you're truly blessed. But it's not so in India, at least that's what they say. Most children say their schools are not fun to go to, they don't learn a thing. So today I have with me a teacher, and she ended up being a teacher after having gone through various other professions, which actually indicates that she ended up in something that she liked to do, which is a huge difference from just being forced into it. So welcome to the show, Lalitha.
Thank you.
Right, because I was mentioning to you earlier, what is it about government schools why are they getting a bad name? People say, no, I don't want to put my son in a corporation school. It's almost like they don't teach anything there, or they're poor quality. What is the truth?
It is poor quality of infrastructure more than anything else.
Okay.
So the government is probably the only organization which says that all the teachers have to have a B.Ed, which is not the case in private schools.
Okay.
Private school, the principal is at liberty to hire a teacher who has not done her B.Ed. But a government school says you have to have all B.Ed qualified.
So does that
teachers.
automatically make them better?
It doesn't, but it gives them some base. Like in a private school right now, you have IT wife, I should say. I don't know what else to call them.
Wives of IT professionals.
IT, yeah. And they come in and they go at will. And they will join for 3 months. Later they say, no, my husband's been transferred to the US. I have to go. I'm just leaving. No questions asked, nothing to say.
Okay.
But government schools actually, at the end of the day, they produce very good results in the 10th. It's probably the primary schools which are, not up to the mark yet. They try.
But what's the reason for not being up to the
reason
mark?
is that there is no accountability on the part of the teachers. There is no enforcement of timings. They have
typical government attitude
absolutely. They are the female babus who you find in any government office.
The equivalent of that is in school.
Yes, absolutely. That's the main reason why education is bad in a government school.
So that probably explains all those newspaper things you read about some school, headmaster has not been seen for 2.5 years.
Absolutely.
Like he's been missing.
Yes. And another reason is that the government school children, they suffer a lot because their teachers are roped in for every other, maybe it's a activity by the government. It's a census, or it is election duty, or it is some other duty.
And the other teachers from other schools flatly refuse?
Yeah. Their schools don't allow because they know that they have a responsibility towards the children and the parents who have put the children there. Mm-hmm. So they are not recruited into all these activities. Okay. But a government school teacher has no choice but to go where she is asked to go.
Okay.
So they do that. So they miss a lot of classes.
But you also mentioned that the teachers in private schools are better qualified, which comes as a bit of a surprise.
It is. They are better qualified in the sense that most of them would probably come in with a post-graduation. You have an MBA who's coming in to teach English. Why? Only because she can speak good English. Well, that's the way I began too. So I shouldn't complain. Absolutely. I was told, please come and teach. You speak good English. Okay. And that's all we need. So I started.
This is the private school thing you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. But if you happen to be a government school teacher?
No, it just wouldn't happen.
Okay. So doesn't that automatically imply that the quality of education in a government school should be or ought to be better? But again, it's not so.
It isn't. See, for the most part, it's communication which takes a big hit in a government school. Okay. The teachers are not very proficient in English. Okay. And they are, and even among themselves, they prefer to speak in their own mother tongue.
Okay. Okay, but leave aside the English part of it, because you could be in a vernacular school.
No, but when your textbooks are in English,
okay.
You have to be proficient.
And all textbooks are in English?
Most of them.
For any school?
Yes, unless you're an SSLC school, in which case your primary will be in the vernacular. Okay. But from middle school onwards, you have to do it in English. You have your main language will be whatever the state language is, but there is considerable amount of English because you're trying to integrate them into society. Whether it's a government, so they need to know English.
So the teachers themselves don't know English, but they're qualified to teach. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
So they will be qualified to teach in Tamil or Kannada or Malayalam, but they can't teach in English.
They can't.
And they're appointed these schools.
Yes.
So they're not able to teach the kids.
They're not able to.
Okay, what about parents? Do they know about all this? That this is the way things happen in the schools?
See, in a government school, I don't know how many parents actually goes and finds out what's going. They're just so happy that the children are going to a school.
Okay.
So they send them. That's about it. Only when it reaches a high school, where the parent is as motivated as a child is, she will actually go to the school and find out what is the syllabus, how is it being done, is a teacher coming to school.
They're more aware parents.
They're more aware.
More upper middle class or whatever.
Yes, they are the only lot. Otherwise, for normal
so
parents,
is government school designed basically for people who can't afford to pay private tuition fees? Is that the only reason why they have?
Not the only reason. It's probably the main reason, and also to ensure that every child does go to school. That only the government can do, which a private school cannot do.
But when you just drive past on the road, you can spot a government school a mile away because it's running down. I mean, it's completely run down and look decrepit.
Yes.
No paint on the walls, screaming kids all over the place.
Yeah.
And because there's no control and no discipline in school at all.
That's probably the middleman who's eaten up all the money which is supposed to go towards shoes for the children or uniforms for them or for books. So you have private companies and the corporates which will put in the money and ensure that children have shoes through the year.
And what about the fee structure in a private school versus a government school? Is there a fee at all in a government school?
There is a fee.
Okay.
But I think it's pretty marginal. It's very affordable.
Okay.
And the syllabus which has been set by the government or the education department. So there will be nothing lacking in that.
Okay.
It's just the motivation of the teacher, which is a stark difference.
Is it snob value that makes people not send their children to government school, or is there anything else?
See, every parent, I think, these days would like an English medium or a convent education for their child, be it a government servant or whoever. So there lies the big problem for parents.
All right, so as you heard it from a teacher herself, there are some things that we need to know why the government schools are falling back and why these private schools are doing well. So we'll find out when she comes back.